Do you have like a particular method in terms of staying clean? Like a lot of people get obsessed with the Alcoholics Anonymous type shit.
Yeah, I'm full on recovery, dude.
Okay, you do all that shit.
I'm full on it, dude. Yes, 100%. Like that program of living that I learned in the 12-step system of Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. I'm gonna tell you that's like my guideline in my life right now. The self growth, the emotional stability, the everything that comes every day. I dove that's what I did. I dove into it, man. I dove into the recovery world of having to, what else do I got in life, man? I had nothing, dude. And like I said, I'm stuck with all this prejudice-ness of when I got out of all I knew how to do is I knew how to live inside jail, but I didn't know how to live on outside of that, And I felt everything but free when I got off the prison yard and I got into the real world. I felt like I was in prison when I was out there on the streets, and I felt like I was at home when I was inside prison, and I had a chance. What I had to change is that mentality. And the program of 12 steps, and I got into this program, and it sort of just, it fed me and fed me and fed me. I got a sponsor. I worked the steps. I got rid of all that stuff that was holding me back. I started doing this self-esteem to get my self-esteem back. I started meeting people and doing stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I had this black lady, Dolores Thomas. She was my counselor, and she was black, and she was from downtown LA, and I go in your office, and like I said, I still have that prejudice, and I still go in there, and I'm 290 pounds. I'm huge. I'm a big as a 6'8" doorway. I'm saying I'm huge, dog, and there's weights in there. Now I'm just huge. I work in the kitchen. I'm hitting weights, dog, and she's this tiny old lady, and I walk in there, man. I'm gonna tell you, this lady, she's the only one that ever put me right in my spot, man. I walk in there right when she had another client and stuff. I go in there like I had shit coming, like I'm still a boss or something like that, and she hit my ass. She'd be like, "Sit your motherfucking ass down." She'd be like, "You a big old badass because you've been to prison. You white boy, you done this and this and that." And she'd be like, "I sold my for crack downtown LA. You ever had to do some shit like that?"
She's a congresswoman or not congresswoman, but a councilwoman. Yeah.
And
holy shit.
And she just like, she's like, "I've been down in downtown LA with real gangsters, and you sort of just like blows your mind, because what it is I never had somebody talk to me like that.
Really?
That's what it is. No one never ever came up to me and put me in my spot.
This little lady, and she ain't scared of you.
This old lady, she knew, man. She knew the folks. She knew it. She went in, man. She came in, and this counselor, man, she saw a different perspective, and she got me into speaking. She got me into. She was the reason, and she was like, she seen a voice in me, and she seen like the past and the voice in me, man. She sort of is what like been, and she inspired me, man.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm 100% involved in the program. Recovery, dude, I live it, man. Right. I live it. I help guys that come out from the system that are blasted from head to toe, who've been on the yard, who can't get off drugs, who are addicted to the streets, who are addicted. You can't stop going to prison. Like, those are my goddamn people, man. Right. Those are the guys that you see me with still, with the flying the colors, with those tattoos that, they're just like, "Goddamn, Garet, how do I go from, Garet, I know who you are. I've done time with you. I've been to those places. How can I be like, damn, what'd you do, man?" Yeah. And it's never nothing but we say, man. What I'm just an example, man, of how somebody like me can go through all that, all this stuff, man. Let me talk about some of the stuff I don't even talk about, and come out the other side and be this, man. And
was there ever part of you that was like, "I'm gonna stop doing drugs so I can just be a better criminal," or was it always like, "I'm leaving all this shit behind"? I never thought about.
I never sat there on a full moon night getting loaded thinking that, this is going to end. I never thought that, like, no, I was in it. I was going to die in the game. That's how I thought, man. I'm going to do life in prison. Right. I'm going to do something really stupid. I'm going to go kill this guy. Right. And it just, things happened, and
Were you even scared of that kind of consequence at that time, or was that sort of acceptable? Because I even
maybe I want to get caught,
Right. Yeah.
Right. Maybe you want to get caught. Yeah. At the very worst, right? There's things that you done out there, and I never got caught, and I'm gonna tell you, who knows,
Do you live with guilt about anything in the past?
Guilt. I did enough working with everything, with all my past, all that stuff. I worked all that shit out, man. I have no guilt, no remorse, no nothing, man. There's maybe one lady that this lady out there that I did wrong, man. But I don't carry none of that stuff with me, man. I pay it forward with all the kindness and love and all this. I no more hate, no more hostility, no more anger, none of that stuff, man. Just humble love, man. I'm not like I can't say I won't fight because I will push in the right direction. I'm not gonna get beat up.
Have you had any fights or like altercations like that over the last however?
I was bouncing. I bounced for a while. I got out. I was huge, man. I got this opportunity. Now I'm working red carpet, bouncing at these private parties and stuff like that. And yeah, I got in a few.
Right. But in those kind of environments, you're doing security. Like one thing I've kind of realized about security is that it's more about them being able to de-escalate the situation 100%. And control the situation.
That's exactly what you do.
Rather than like, oh, this guy's talking shit, so I'm going to knock him out.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's fun. You want to do that. But if you're like working in this environment, you kind of can't just like fall back on that.
Yeah. That's your last resort is to walk inside and put a guy in the Mickey Mouse, pull him up off his feet, put him in the Mickey Mouse, pull him up off his feet and throw him out of a club. It's kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? But I had some scenarios that went outside, outside curb, and stuff like that.
The best security guards I've had realistically have been dudes who are like able to peep the situation before it became a situation and were able to just like talk to people and kind of feel it out and lessen the tension. Now, obviously, if people are pulling up and they're going to kill you, then it's not going to really matter.
That security guard, like that's exactly like, it feels like all that stuff that I learned inside the prison system about de-escalating and doing all that stuff is the same stuff you did when I was security guard. I just had this guy one time, man. We pulled him out. He was just running. He was disrespecting like the server or something like that. She came out and got me. I threw him out, man. Threw his whole crew out, and he ran around the back, dude, and he got back in there and he was like disrespecting her again, and so I had to go pull him out again, and I have him and his 5 drunk buddies out there on the street, and these three regular guys are just walking down the street, man, and these guys are all drunk, and like the words started exchanging, and the next thing you know, it just grew into like this big old fight, man. And I had a cigarette in my mouth, and I'm trying to de-escalate it, but it's too big, and I can't. And like this guy gets stabbed, and it's right there on Ventura Boulevard, and the next day they call me in the office, and they're like, what happened? I explained it, and they're like, why do you have the cigarette in your mouth, And it's, in situations like that, I'm real calm and mellow because I grew up in that lifestyle, I grew up with all that confusion, the hostility, and all that stuff. And I guess it's just really being able to be calm and all that madness and all that stuff going on. That's what you learn. You learn that in a crazy world of and everything's going to shit all around you, to be able to how grounded are you at that time?
For sure. So what is it like being invited on all these podcasts and having people actually want to like hear about all these stories and being able to give a positive impact on people's lives to putting your story out there?
How when I came in and you introduced me with that introduction, man?
Yeah.
I'm a white trailer trash dude from the Antelope Valley, bro. And like when I think about it, sometimes I'm like my gratitude is like, man, I was a nobody. I never thought I'd be in places like this with dudes like you speaking about my experience of going through this world, about who I am today. Like that's like the greatest thing ever, man. I get full. Like speaking is a passion of mine, man. To be able to carry that message that I do from prison to helping others and being a member of society, man. Like that is it's the greatest thing, and it just fills me up, dude. To be able to come upon. I love speaking on podcasts, dude. Oh, yeah. And all I could do is I keep on carrying the message. I keep on speaking about it, because for one, I speak about it because the more I speak about it, the less weight it holds over me, man. The more I can come on places like this and talk about it and be real and just be honest and open about it, man. It releases it, it has no hold on me no more.
Yeah.
Right? Because I used to be like, oh shit, there's guys out there like I can't talk about that, man. Or why? Because I'm not in it no more.
Right.
It's not a part of my life. I'm on a different side, man. I'm and I just believe that it just, man, it's like it just really, man, humbles me, man, to be on here and to be able to do stuff like this, man. I just, dude, it just.
No, yeah. I mean, honestly, that's an honor to know that this opportunity means that much to you and shit, because I just love having conversations with people, and to see you be able to like go through some of the craziest shit and come out on the other side of it. You know, it's like I kind of have had a load of conversations that follow like a similar path of your story, but it never stops impressing me, just like the human spirit of being able to be involved in so much crazy, negative, awful shit for so long, and then the fact that you were able to just turn it off at some point and just snap into a different person, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, some people, man, some people don't get snap out of it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.